On a random Thursday afternoon, Yoshi decided it's a good idea to change the urn yet again. So here's the changes and let's see how it works. And if you like this type of content or want to see more, or you're just a fan of Deadlock or Marvel Rose, definitely check out this channel. Definitely subscribe. It really does help me out. And of course, like the video, share it around so that your teammates know about the new urn mechanic. The first major thing to know is that they actually just reworked the urn entirely. So delivering the urn now starts a King of the Hill style capture point rather than using melee to flip the urn back and forth, which is very nice. Both teams can progress the same time, but the urn will only be fully claimed once there is only one team in the circle. The urn runner now gets their normal 35% bonus bounty and stats immediately on initial deposit rather than on deposit conclusion only if the team won it, which is a nice touch as well, so you instantly get those buffs. Those buffs could be a game changer in the middle of a fight. But I want to circle back around to the second one, or rather the first one, and that is delivering the urn now starts a King of the Hill style capture point. You no longer have to do the RNG flip of getting a heavy melee in. Now you can save your money. Don't necessarily need to get rebuttal, although it's nice. Having this King of the Hill mechanic is definitely something new, and I think is the proper way to handle this. Now also deposit it on top, which is quite interesting to me. So you deposit it, and you can see the AoE, because this is the new urn. So people have to be inside of this AoE for the progress to start. You can see I'm at 32%. While I'm in it, it goes up. And if I add, say, an enemy, you can see he's getting it faster because it's the comeback mechanic, which is pretty cool. I really like that. But they do not get the urn until they have complete control, even though it's a comeback urn. So that's the little caveat to this, is that even though they have the advantage of getting to 100% quicker, you still have to full wipe the team in order to secure the urn, which is a little bit interesting, but I'm pretty sure if you have more numbers, it will capture regardless. Actually, no, I lied. So they have to have full control. Interesting. Okay, so I guess that's pretty cool. Some other things to quickly note with the urn is that the urn overall bounty was reduced by 20%, so unreduced for the trailing team, which is nice. And the progress radius is 20 meters, which we saw just before. The progress rate is fixed regardless the number of allies in the area, which is a pretty big notable change. And the progress duration for favored, neutral, and unfavored is 6 seconds, 12 seconds, and 18. So if it's an unfavored urn, the fixed rate is 18, which is nice. So you're getting the conditional done pretty quickly. Now, the cool thing is that if the urn has been in progress for over 75 seconds and it's a super stalemate driven urn, you have a super long team fight, it will give up and throw all the soul orbs into the sky. They will float for a long time and it will just be there. It's kind of like the old Guardians and Walkers, which I find, rather interesting. I remember that mechanic because it was pretty annoying, but I think it's cool on the decision for this urn, because that means if you have two teams that are extremely even and you're in the fight for a very long time, it isn't going to, forcibly go straight, to the enemy or to the team that's winning. It's actually like a 50-50 urn regardless, and whoever has the better chance of shooting all the souls, well, just gets the urn overall. So I think this is a cool addition. To note some other things in this change, the urn overall bounty was reduced by 20%. That means it's not going to be such a super situational and super you need to fight for this all the time. You can actually probably start trading walkers for the urn if you need to. The progress radius is 20 meters, as you can see. Now, another thing is that the progress duration for favored, neutral, and unfavored is 6 seconds for favored, neutral, so 50-50 if it's a normal urn, is 12 seconds, 18 seconds for unfavored. That's how fast you're capping or gaining progress. Another thing is, if the urn has been in progress for over 75 seconds, it will give up and throw all the soul orbs as orbs into the sky. They will float for a long time. This is kind of like the old Guardians and Walkers back in the day. As you can see, there you go. There's all the soul orbs. You kind of have to shoot all of them to claim them. Now, I actually like this change, even though this could kind of be a 50-50 gamble, but it does give your sided orbs and enemy sided orbs, so you have the opportunity to collect souls, and they also have their own opportunity. But I like this because if it's a super long prolonged fight, everyone's even on souls and it's just not going anywhere, this is essentially a way to end the fight, so you're not just sitting here doing nothing and just fighting for pretty much no reason at that point. So this change, I think, is definitely good. However, will this be good in practice and in play? Well, we'll just have to see. Some other things to mention is that they increased the time allowed to run the urn before taking damage by 10 seconds. Sometimes when you were running the urn across the map, you would start taking damage depending on which route you went. If you went directly across, you wouldn't necessarily take damage, but the risk is, you get jumped, you get ganked, and everything like that. If you went like a more safer route, or safest passage, you might start taking damage around the nursery over here. And by the time you get to the Urn Depot, you've already lost a lot of your HP, and I've had that experience before. So this is just like more of a safety net that you can use multiple routes to get to the urn. You have 10 extra seconds, so you can actually decide of where you want to go and how you want to route and plan your route directly, which I guess is very good. Also, the trailing team sprint speed bonus went from 4 meters to 5 meters. So if it's a comeback urn, if I'm on the comeback team, I'm moving a lot faster, as you can see. Look at me, I'm zooming so fast. See, like how fast I'm going, 19 move speed, which is pretty significant, I would say. Also, some things to note, they kind of nerfed how the resist works. So Urn Comeback Resistance now also grants plus 35% debuff resistance on top of the 35% bullet resist and spirit resist. The Urn Comeback Resistant area reduced from 60 meters to match the 20 meter progress radius. And the drop-off location is above the ridges on the side lanes rather than below, as you can see, above, not below. Now, the big thing is that the Urn Comeback Resistance aura. Originally, it was 60 meters. So let's say 60 meters. This is 20. 60 meters would probably be around the Guardian area, or a little bit further. All that space in between, you had the resist. Now, the only resist you get is inside of this circle that's easily identifiable. So this is just telling you that, you have to resist in this area. So these are things to keep in mind. Overall, I think the changes to the urn is really nice. I like this King of the Hill type style rather than what it was before of just the meleeing. Of course, you can let me know what you think in the comments down below. I think it's a pretty good idea. I think it would be definitely a lot more fun to play it this way. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I hope you have a great and safe day. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.